So my name is Vardarou and I come from Greece, but I've been living 10 years already in Brussels, in Belgium, and I've been working there, and lately I did my first group piece, Phenomena, with 3 girls. I'm dancing with 2 other girls, and now we're invited here in ImPulsTanz, and we're happy to perform it here.
Right.
So the title of my piece is Phenomena, and I see phenomena as the moments that come out that are specific enough when a person dances, and they're specific to each person, like different people have different qualities of phenomena. Because I'm working with individual movement, personal way of moving. So in a way, these phenomena, they can be seen as part of the past also, either of the training, the body history, but also not just of the dance history of the body, but in general of the person's life, like moments, pop culture, anything. Because in a way, if you work with improvisation, like I do, I not only, but a lot. Actually, yes, only. I don't have a phrase in there, in this piece at least. And yeah, you realize that when you don't work with a pre-designed form, things come out from somewhere every moment, and I translate it as coming back from your past somehow, and I like this idea. So phenomena are these kind of moments that come back, and they can mirror your past, and you can call them, you can find out where they come from or not, and that's also great. I mean, you cannot always find out why you did this movement and what does it mean, but sometimes you can. You did this kind of training, or you work with this person. Yeah, exactly. We use a specific method of improvisation. We create our own material, so each dancer makes their own material. I just guide the process, how to produce this material and where to focus and how to search for different qualities. And the goal is that each person has a pool of personal material with various qualities. Because I'm, on the one hand, interested in the specificity of each dancer, the personality that comes out, or the expression, or how you want to call it. But I'm also interested in the variation within this person. I don't want to just get stuck in the cliché of the person. So we were always trying within the personal way of moving to find all the variation, all the spectrum that we can have, and therefore have various material. And if you saw the performance yesterday, you see that I'm playing with big spectrum of both aesthetics, but mostly material and qualities. And some tasks are pretty physical, but also imaginary. Things are mixed, and also when you call something physical, it's also very subjective. So imagination is involved anyway. How you perceive something internal for each person is different, and imagination is needed somehow always, even if the task is very technical. I first made a solo where I created this kind of process that I used also with the dancers after, and this solo was much more basic, was much more about putting the material next to each other and just experimenting with how this can produce a dramaturgy, just with a change of qualities of material, but without directing it too much. And then I wanted to experiment much more on that, of how can I use various material into making more of specific dramaturgy, stories without stories. So that was, I think, the initial need for this trio, to really manipulate somehow much more the material and choreograph them in a traditional way, if you want, like. Well, I've never done the other way around. I've never been outside, so I don't know how it is. And since I'm a performer mostly, and now it's my new pieces. I just made 2 pieces, so I only knew how to do something from the inside, from the experience of the movement, from even for structure, like you feel the rhythms, the energy, you feel a lot from the inside. And I would step once in a while out, or mostly I would film, actually. I would film and watch things that I miss from the inside. But I think the feeling from the inside is very, very valid. It's something that, it's more immaterial, but it can also be specific. But the feeling of the structure from the inside is yeah. I don't know, for me it's strong. Maybe I wouldn't know how to do it from the outside.
Yeah, actually.
Well, the dancers are in the piece because I find them amazing dancers, basically. And because when I was trying to think about dancers, I was trying to think about people mostly. So, of course, I was searching for people with technique and with a lot of luggage because that's how I worked also, and I don't know how to work otherwise. So I think technique for what I do, it's very necessary, but mostly I was thinking of people and yeah, their essence, their feeling, their... So also I was trying to have different personalities inside, so different qualities of movements. And I simplified a bit, but yeah, you have to think in simple terms as well. Like I have this movement that they tell me sometimes more humor comes out, or it's more like clowny, and then Stavs is always like more airy. She can be a clown too, but she has another elegance, and Eleanor's is, I don't know, something else yet, very crystallic and like, I don't know. Yeah, it's all like qualities I appreciate and I don't have, and I wanted them all in. For the colors, it was not an initial decision of, okay, it's going to be in color. It was more a step-by-step thing. With costumes, for example, we were experimenting with black, with white, with colors, with everything, and we actually didn't decide, and then I wanted to have white everywhere, but maybe I said that already, because we're working on a studio with white floor and white background, and it was snowy that winter, and I just felt white is appropriate also, because I wanted a different way of seeing at things, and usually you have black wherever you're at. And then Salva Sanchez, who is making the lights, came up with the idea of colors, because of course in white it reflects and it's really beautiful.
Yes.
So I like that, and step by step we put a lot of colors, and I added the colors also in the costumes, and so it was a step by step decision, and yeah, and colors are cool. So it goes way back, like, because I do dance from very, very young, like a lot of girls, but kept on going. But I always remember, for example, the rhythm classes. We were calling them in Greece rhythm classes, but actually it's either games or improvisation, just putting music. And actually I remember pretty much from very young, like tripping out big time with this kind of class. Like we would have ballet, but then the real thing for me was that I was waiting for the teacher to put music and just like go hide under the piano and hang myself from the bars and just like do up the bird and the window, and I don't know, I was just, I think I was always interested in it, even if I didn't know how to call it. And then through my training I went through different things. I even I did different techniques, and I didn't always have the opportunity to do improvisation, but it was always in the back of my head. And then I went at parts, and there it solidified much more, because I received much more valid information about improvisation. And after parts I worked with Salva Sanchez, who is now doing the lights. He's a choreographer. And actually I received a lot from him, because he's working with improvisation and in a way that I was very, very influenced. And that's actually, it starts from there somehow, my professional experience, let's say, from his work. And yeah, since you're into working with improvisation, there's so much depth. It's such a big world that it always feels weird to do a phrase. I mean, it has another quality and another value, and it's great to do phrases as well. But if you're into improvisation, you have to have big reasons to do it. We said a phrase the other day that it's 3 words, so maybe that, but it's a phrase. It is nothing all the time. It's 4 words. It's an article. Nothing all the time. Maybe I can say this because it reflects a lot how we worked on the structure and on the improvisational structure. So we're always trying to work in specific scene and specific parts with specific principles, but we always have the rules of exceptions and the rules of not following the rules. And so whatever we say that it's nothing all the time. You can always personally take initiative and decision to go out of it or to play with the transition of the rule or so yeah, nothing all the time.